Hi Scorpio, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel, and hope you guys are having a good holiday season and have a happy new year. This is your January 2023 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who like, view, share, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celt cross spread as always, and I also pulled the Four Agreement, Wisdom of the Oracle, and Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your folks should be as far as that goes. Alright, so we have 2, and second house energy for you guys is Sagittarius. Technically, at the time of recording this, we're still wrapping up Sagittarius season, so it could just be some residual effects from that going on for you guys in January. Alright, we have Uranus, and Uranus is in Taurus, has been for quite some time, and Taurus represents your 7th house of partnerships, contracts, relationships. And we have Gemini. So Gemini is actually your 8th house, and we've had Mars retrograde there for quite some time, which is your ancient ruler, and then the retrograde is actually going to wrap up around the middle of January, so could be some significance with that too. All right, so with all that away, we'll get started with the main spread. Okay, the main situation position, we have Temperance, Sagittarius energy, the Sun, and then challenging that, we have the 7 of Pentacles reversed. So, given that we also saw second house energy come up in your dice, could just be saying that you could be seeing an improvement around your finances, but at the same time, this could just be saying, if this is the challenge, that you might have to have a little bit more optimism, right? So you might feel like it's not shifting at the rate you would hope it would have, right? So I feel like this is saying that there will be improvement this month, but it just might not be the level of improvement you were hoping for. But with the Sun beneath that, I feel like this is saying that it's just the start of the growth cycle, you know? Because to me, if you think about it, that's that youthful energy, right? So to me, it's saying if you are seeing improvement, it's just the beginning of that improvement. So you could expect to see further increase down the line. All right, in the foundation position, we have the 6 of Swords. So Aquarius energy here, and could just be saying that you might have been isolating yourselves a little bit recently, you know, maybe just getting a little bit of space, staying more in your home environment, just trying to cleanse your energy as far as that goes, and possibly even trying to restore some balance within your home environment too, whether it be with family members or just decluttering, stuff like that. All right, in the past position, we have the 8 of Cups and the 7 of Swords. So the primary way I could see this energy playing out could just be saying that you might have left some deceptive energies in the past. I think even your title for your last reading might have been related to deceptive energy around you too. So it could just be saying that you might have cut your losses there. That's certainly a more positive way it could be working out. But I do have to say, for some of you, this could also point to where maybe you might have left a situation behind, kind of viewing it as a strategic move, right? So hoping that that would spark someone else to do something in return. So a super generic example, maybe threatening to leave a situation behind in hopes that you would get more out of the situation. That seems a little less likely for the majority of you, but I had to at least mention the possibility. All right. In the present position, we have the 5 of Swords. So more Aquarius energy here, and it almost seems like trouble seems to find you at this point, right? So you might find that now, even if you are moving away from these types of situations, you might feel like you're still finding yourselves in that type of cycle. This is, for the most part, a minor thing, but yeah, this could be, again, some kind of conflict within your home environment, possibly with family members. And keep in mind, we're going to have Mercury retrograde energy going on for a little bit after the holidays, and then for the first few weeks of January, and that's in your house communication, so there could definitely be more miscommunications than normal during that time. All right, in the near future position, we have the Queen of Cups. So yeah, to me, this is an indicator that for the most part, I feel like the majority of you are going to be trying to keep to yourselves a little bit, right? So, I mean, you guys tend to be pretty intuitive anyway, right? So maybe you could just feel that energy is in the air to where you're like, you know what? I mean, not even get involved in all this stuff, right? But like I said, it looks like you still might end up in the mix of a few of these things here and there. I feel like for the most part it'll be minor stuff, but like I said, it looks like for the most part you might even have that awareness that there is this bubbling energy to the surface where there could be some conflict, but I feel like for the most part it's saying you are trying to avoid it. All right, in the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Queen of Swords, Libra energy, and Seven of Wands, Leo energy. So yeah, to me, I'm almost getting that vibe of like a stubborn energy around you, right? To where you could even present an idea that might be a win-win for all parties involved, and you still might meet resistance from that, right? So I could see why you might be like, you know what, let me just stay out of this altogether if that's the kind of environment that you're dealing with. Like I said, hopefully for the majority of you, it's just more to do with the transits we were talking about, and it's just a short-term thing. But yeah, it definitely does look like it could be frustrating for sure. All right, in the environment position, we have the Page of Swords. So now I will say this is a positive to see in a way, as far as, to me, the reason I say that is because even if there is misunderstandings, I feel like it's not necessarily done with malicious intent. It could really just genuinely be a misunderstanding to where you might put something in a way that could very legitimately be clear, but it might not come across that way to the person on the other end of the transaction. So that could be the tricky part, right? To where you might say something that makes perfect sense. The other person might interpret it wrong, right? And then in there trying to find out what the intent was, it could just spiral a little bit out of control. But yeah, I feel like this is just saying that it's just the energy in the air. Like I said, I would rather see this type of energy than, let's say, the Seven of Swords that you guys were dealing with in the past, because at least it says it's probably genuine misunderstanding, so it might still be frustrating, but at least there's more potential to clear the air there. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Lovers, Gemini energy, the Star, Aquarius energy, and Four of Wands. So yeah, I'm going to assume all three of these are hopes. These are definitely really strong positive cards, right? And like I said, it seems like you really do. I mean, obviously, I'm sure there's a few where that might not be the case, but the majority of you looks like you really are moving around with the best intentions in mind, and it just seems like this energy of conflict is bubbling up around you for whatever reason. I feel like this is just saying that you want peace more than anything, right? Whether it be in romantic connections, your family, all of the above, right? And some growth and expansion. All right, and moving on to your outcome energy, so we have the Three of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, and the Tower. So yeah, these are very much contrasting energies. This is very much a stable, long-lasting energy, and the Tower not so much, right? So I feel like this is just really just saying, for the most part, this could be a bit of a shaky month, right? So the less you could enter into as far as agreements, right, starting projects and everything, this might just be the best month to just avoid it for the most part. And I would say, really, realistically, that full moon we're going to have in Aquarius, or rather in Leo, during Aquarius season in early February, that could be a bit volatile too. So realistically, if this were my personal reading, I would probably look at it as, all right, maybe I'll wait to the second week of February before I really launch anything significant, you know. But yeah, like I said, for the most part, it does seem temporary, but definitely frustrating, right? So probably not the way you were hoping to start your year off for sure. All right, and bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Cups. So this is actually a Scorpio energy here too. But yeah, to me, this is just an indicator that says that, hey, things just might not be too clearly communicated this month, right? And possibly on both ends. Like I said, for the majority of you, it looks like you guys were really on the more positive side there, but even so, right, if there's someone else that needs to be on the other end of the conversation, then, and you know that, okay, there's a chance that I'm going to be misunderstood, then you could see why you'd want to withdraw from that a little bit. But yeah, just looks like it's just the energy you play this month. All right, moving on to your Four Agreements card, we have Don't Make Assumptions, and it says be aware of unconscious assumptions. Okay, it says assumptions are made so fast and unconsciously most of the time because we have agreements to communicate this way. We have agreed that it is not safe to ask questions. We have agreed that if people love us, they should know what we want or how we feel. So, yeah, I mean, definitely by far, that's a good message to keep in mind, especially with a Mercury retrograde in mind. But like I said, it really seems like for the majority of you, it's more people in your environment that seem more prone to that. But obviously, you might find yourself caught up in that a little bit as well. So hopefully that resonated. All right, moving on to your Wisdom Oracle card, we have Chaos and Conflict. There's the artwork, and the number is 33. So we'll see what this has to say. Okay, central meanings says disarray, being at cross purposes with another, the tension of opposites, the value of chaos before order. The Oracle's message, opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well as you become unmoored by it. Scattered to the winds, you leave behind the parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself at cross purposes with someone else, facing a storm you feel you can't control. Yet every storm passes, and chaos leads to a reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of a situation. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight. This is a time to understand rather than to be understood. So yeah, I mean, I will say it definitely does seem to support the energies of what we were talking about as far as the potential conflict in the air. Although, like I said, it seems like for the majority of you, you will pick up on that intuitively as well, and for the most part, be able to avoid most of it. All right, the relationship message says stubbornness is keeping you in a state of opposition. The incessant need to be right will only serve to prolong the conflict that deep down you want to be resolved. This is an opportune moment to learn about your values, your sense of self, what's really important to you. Some things are non-negotiable. If that's true, it's not necessary to fight. Can you find a way through the stormy emotions to higher ground? Soon the air will clear and you will be in a much better place than before, for the storm will have passed, blazing a path for new growth in its wake. Things can become electric and enlightened, always better than before, if you use this time constructively. So yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, this didn't necessarily come across as a romantic reading, but for those of you looking for some guidance there, hopefully that resonated. And the prosperity message says, circumstances appear to be chaotic, but everything that is happening now is in truth shaking things up so you can find a real path to your true prosperity. Yes, it's a stormy time and it feels as if there are opposing forces wherever you turn. Be reassured that there is divine purpose in this chaos. Everything that doesn't work is being taken from you, so the truest parts of yourself remain. The events occurring now are essential for your ultimate prosperity. This chaos is divinely inspired, even though it doesn't appear to be that way now. In time, you will notice to be true. So yeah, I mean, I guess in a way, maybe some of it will seem a little bit more avoidable than the energy I was picking up on, but hopefully that resonated as well. And again, it does seem to at least point to the temporaryism, which I was also feeling there too, so hopefully that resonated more than anything. All right, and lastly, we have Mudra for you guys. This is your Mudra here. It's the Samputa Mudra, and the keyword for it is presence. All right, and there's the info on it. If you want to pause it, take a screenshot to read what it has to say. But it says balances all 5 elements, benefits the heart and lungs, reduces mental and emotional suffering, serves as a gateway to directly experience our own original nature. So that sounds like a Mudra thing would be beneficial for you guys. We'll put the name in the description below as always. Once again, hope you guys have a good holiday season and have a happy new year. I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.